I got to tell you, the Chicago Sky are one of the worst basketball teams I've ever seen. And today, their coach literally just waved the white flag. He quit. He literally just said, Phoenix Mercury, destroy us even more than you're destroying us right now.
The Chicago Sky entered the season brimming with optimism, aiming to compete among the league's elite. Fans eagerly anticipated a season filled with competitive games, standout performances, and potentially a deep playoff run. However, expectations quickly collapsed under the weight of reality.
This team stinks. Angel Reese not even in top 10 in all-star voting. This team stinks. A triple single, and y'all was out there ranting and raving, talking about her all-star. She should be an all-star. Like, man, come on, bro.
The Sky stumbled to a dismal 3-9 record, marking one of the worst starts in franchise history. Their losses weren't just defeats, each was a demoralizing blowout, stripping away confidence game by game. The team's performance wasn't merely disappointing, it was historically bad, reminiscent of their lowest moments, and raising concerns among fans and analysts alike. This disastrous start set the tone for what became a nightmarish season.
Oh my God, this team is garbage. Golly. Man, Angel Reese with a triple single, 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. She was a minus 25.
One glaring issue emerged as a key reason behind the Sky's early struggles: their unprecedented turnover rate. The team averaged nearly 19 turnovers per game, comfortably the worst mark in the WNBA. This wasn't just sloppy basketball, it was fundamentally dysfunctional. Watching their offense unfold was painful, akin to witnessing surgeons attempt open-heart surgery wearing boxing gloves.
Chicago Sky is more like Chicago, why are you on TV? Like, they're an embarrassment, bro.
Every possession felt uncertain, with turnovers handing free points to opponents and draining the team's morale. Game after game, Chicago's inability to handle the basketball effectively consistently sabotaged their chances, turning competitive matchups into one-sided affairs. This crippling weakness set the stage for even more disastrous outcomes.
Bang! Your first shot 6 minutes into the third quarter. I don't care if it went in. Disgusting! How about it? Bang! Give it to her. This is a nice first-team all-cardio performance. She got her 10K steps in. Ole! 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 Angel, get back on defense!
Facing the Phoenix Mercury, the Sky reached new depths of despair. The Mercury dominated right from tip-off, launching a devastating 31-8 first-quarter assault that effectively decided the game within mere minutes. Coach Tyler Marsh, facing a near-impossible comeback scenario, made an unprecedented move. He benched the entire starting lineup during the third quarter. This wasn't a strategic coaching adjustment intended to spark momentum. Instead, it was a public surrender. Marsh openly conceded defeat, figuratively waving a white flag in front of a national TV audience. This dramatic act vividly highlighted the extent of the team's internal turmoil and desperate situation.
I don't see it getting any better, man. I think this coach is going to be gone, and I think it's going to be a fire sale. I don't think there's anybody on this roster who's 100% guaranteed to be on this roster next season.
Central to Chicago's crisis was Angel Reese, the star player who was expected to lead the franchise to glory. However, Reese experienced an alarmingly sharp decline in performance. Against Phoenix, she recorded just 9 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds, resulting in an embarrassing -25 plus-minus rating. Shockingly, Reese only attempted a single shot throughout the entire game. Even more perplexing was her post-game response, where she framed the disastrous outing as a character-building experience, emphasizing hustle and accountability. Fans and analysts were left puzzled by her optimism amidst the evident on-court chaos. Her statements felt disconnected from reality, creating even more doubt about her leadership.
I don't know what's wrong with them, but like, they could lose this game by 40. Like, I don't know. I don't know what is wrong with this team, because today it wasn't even, I don't even think that this was an effort thing.
While Reese struggled, teammate Camila Cardoso was delivering a standout performance. Cardoso scored 17 points on an impressive 78% shooting accuracy. Despite her solid play, she too was benched alongside the struggling starters, a decision that seemed more about avoiding further embarrassment than a calculated coaching choice. Cardoso was visibly frustrated, repeatedly looking toward the coaching staff for guidance or reassurance. Her strong individual performance became overshadowed by broader team dysfunction, and it was clear she felt trapped in a deteriorating situation. Cardoso's plight further illustrated the chaos and mismanagement surrounding the team.
Obviously, this is my third one. Obviously, it really meant something to other people today because it's me. And I just focus on basketball. I come into work every day and work. I don't complain. I don't care about anything else. I have bad days. I haven't been playing well at all. And I can sit here and just mope around and point the finger, but it's been me.
The issues plaguing the Sky weren't isolated incidents. They reflected systemic failures from top to bottom. The roster construction lacked clear direction, appearing almost random rather than strategic. This led to significant gaps in defense, inconsistent shooting performances, and alarming turnover rates. Chicago's team chemistry was virtually non-existent, and their on-court execution repeatedly broke down under pressure. Opponents capitalized easily, often turning Sky turnovers into quick points, creating insurmountable deficits early in games. The franchise's failure to build a cohesive and competitive roster highlighted deeper organizational shortcomings.
I mean, seriously, the Sky's on national TV and to say they're getting worked is an understatement. Angel Reese hits a three, starts to get in a rhythm, one shot.
Tyler Marsh arrived in Chicago with impressive credentials, including championship success with Las Vegas. Expectations were high, with Marsh tasked to transform potential into tangible success. Instead, he found himself managing a disaster. His benching decision during the Phoenix game wasn't tactical. It was desperate damage control to shield players from further humiliation. Marsh appeared visibly drained and defeated, forced into a role more about managing failure than developing talent. His struggles raised urgent questions about his long-term viability as head coach and underscored the deep crisis within the team's management.
The Chicago Sky get blown out again, down 30 at home. Sky, if y'all was down by 30, y'all stink. Y'all are the jokes of the league, the laughing stock. Y'all can't talk about anybody else's team. This roster is trash. Y'all coach might be trash. The organization has been buns. We will see. We will see.
Defensively, the Sky have been historically poor, allowing opponents to score at will. They consistently rank at the bottom of defensive metrics, surrendering an alarming number of points each game. Their perimeter defense is particularly troubling, with opponents shooting lights out from beyond the arc. This inability to defend effectively has repeatedly placed the Sky in insurmountable positions, undermining any offensive rhythm they attempt to establish. Every game feels like an open invitation for opponents to showcase their shooting skills, further damaging team morale and confidence.
This season, it is. Oh, they look bad. Kennedy Carter's crazier than a shithouse rat. Her 18 points a game looks awfully good right now. They've got no offense. They got nobody that can score outside of Cardoso that can grab the ball and just take over and randomly drop 18 to 28 points in a game. There's no offense.
The Chicago Sky's struggles weren't limited to defense. Offensively, they consistently failed to establish a coherent game plan, leading to frequent confusion and poor shot selection. The team's shooting percentages plummeted, especially from the three-point line, where they struggled to keep pace with opponents. Players seemed disconnected, rarely running plays effectively and often resorting to desperation shots as the shot clock expired. This inability to create scoring opportunities placed immense pressure on individual players who found themselves forced into difficult shots, further dragging down their collective confidence.
Camila Cardoso was killing it in this game. 7 of 9 from the field, 77.8%. That's how a big is supposed to shoot. All right. Angel only shot the ball once. She did have 6 free throws, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 9 points. Camilla had 17. And I got to tell you, some of these players can't hit water if they fell out of a boat.
Angel Reese, initially pegged as the franchise's centerpiece, saw her confidence visibly erode game by game. Once known for dominating college basketball, Reese struggled with the faster pace and stronger defenses of the professional league. Each missed shot, turnover, or defensive lapse appeared to weigh heavily on her, visibly affecting her body language and decision-making. Her performances became inconsistent, oscillating between fleeting moments of brilliance and prolonged periods of ineffectiveness, highlighting a deeper psychological struggle as she attempted to adapt to the WNBA's demands.
It's bad. This was rough. Chicago Sky are not a good team. Why are they on TV so much? Wow. Sky coach benched his starters for most of the third quarter, still to play in a nationally televised game. Effing quitter. Chicago Sky loves getting humiliated on national TV.
A hallmark of successful basketball teams is strong chemistry, something notably absent from the Chicago Sky. On-court communication deteriorated as losses piled up, with visible signs of frustration among teammates. Misunderstandings were frequent, leading to further turnovers and defensive breakdowns. Players seemed hesitant to rely on one another, opting instead for individual playmaking that rarely succeeded. This breakdown in trust eroded team morale, making recovery increasingly challenging with each passing game. Tyler Marsh faced mounting criticism as his team's performance spiraled downward. Observers noted his inability to adjust tactically during games, consistently sticking to failing strategies or hesitating to make timely adjustments. Players appeared disconnected from his leadership, seemingly uncertain about their roles or expectations. Marsh's frequent rotation changes and unpredictable substitutions further complicated matters, leaving players uncertain and undermining their ability to establish a consistent rhythm. Sky fans, known for their loyalty and passion, grew increasingly frustrated with the team's performance. Attendance declined noticeably as supporters became disheartened watching repeated failures. Online forums and social media buzzed with criticism and calls for significant organizational changes. Fans expressed disappointment not just with losses, but with the apparent lack of direction and urgency from management, leaving a cloud of negativity surrounding the franchise. As the losses mounted, media scrutiny intensified, further compounding pressure on players and coaching staff. National broadcasts turned the team's struggles into high-profile embarrassments, amplifying their mistakes. Analysts criticized the team's roster construction, coaching decisions, and player development openly, raising uncomfortable questions about accountability within the organization. This scrutiny turned each game into a high-stakes event, adding psychological pressure that further impacted on-court performance. Despite the widespread dysfunction, Camila Cardoso consistently showcased her talent, emerging as one of the few bright spots. Her impressive scoring efficiency and defensive hustle often kept games from becoming even more lopsided. However, her consistent excellence starkly contrasted with her teammates' struggles, making her situation increasingly frustrating. Observers frequently wondered aloud how much longer she could endure such dysfunction without demanding significant changes or seeking opportunities elsewhere. Compounding Chicago's woes were injuries to key players, notably the season-ending ACL injury to Courtney Vandersloot. Her absence left a glaring void in leadership and playmaking, exacerbating existing issues. Without Vandersloot's steadying influence, the Sky's offensive flow collapsed further, and defensive communication suffered. Injuries exposed the team's lack of depth, forcing role players into positions they weren't fully prepared to handle, magnifying weaknesses throughout the roster. Questions about accountability quickly surfaced, targeting the organization's upper management. Fans and analysts alike demanded answers about roster construction and long-term planning, highlighting perceived negligence and poor decision-making. Management faced increasing calls for transparency and clear direction. Critics argued that without fundamental organizational changes, the Sky risked prolonged mediocrity and further alienation of their dedicated fanbase. Repeated losses and intense criticism began taking a psychological toll on players. Confidence visibly waned, with athletes showing hesitation, anxiety, and decreased enthusiasm on the court. Team morale sank to new lows, with body language communicating defeat even before games ended. Players spoke candidly about struggles in post-game interviews, acknowledging mental fatigue and the difficulty of maintaining optimism in such challenging circumstances. Looking ahead, the Chicago Sky faced significant uncertainty. Without clear leadership, cohesive team chemistry, or strategic direction, their future appeared bleak. Analysts speculated about potential roster overhauls, coaching changes, and management restructuring. Fans braced themselves for a lengthy rebuilding process, acknowledging that immediate improvements were unlikely. The team's near-term outlook offered few reasons for optimism, leaving the franchise's direction deeply uncertain. The pressing question became clear: how would the Sky respond moving forward? Would the organization undertake a complete rebuild, aiming for a fresh start by investing in youth and new leadership? Or would internal divisions and ongoing dysfunction lead to further implosion? The coming off-season promised crucial decisions about player personnel, coaching leadership, and organizational direction. Fans, players, and analysts alike watched closely, knowing that these choices would define the Chicago Sky's legacy for years to come. The Chicago Sky's disastrous season serves as a cautionary tale about expectations versus reality. With systemic issues exposed at every level, from player performance to coaching strategies and organizational management, the franchise stands at a critical juncture. The decisions made now will shape their future, determining whether they can recover from their historical collapse or continue spiraling downward. For Angel Reese, this is a pivotal moment, testing her resilience and potential to redefine her professional narrative. Fans remain hopeful but realistic, recognizing the road ahead will be long and uncertain. If you believe Angel Reese struggled this season, comment Baby Giraffe below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to follow the unfolding story of the Chicago Sky.